Can do this. All right. So yeah, this is a big deal. On Tuesday, November 11th, we're getting a balance patch. And this balance patch is huge, guys. I've never played on JP or anything, so I've heard a lot of talk about these changes coming in the future, but we're getting them early. So let's just start at the top and work our way through. I may not have all of the information for like the specific changes, but I'll fill you guys in with what I do know. So first, more money and support points earned in career. That's awesome. We're always happy about that. More money and support points at the end of a career. More parameters gained from career and events. So we're just gonna have a little bit higher stats, a little bit more money and support points. Won't be as hard to level up our support cards and everything. That's great. Increase the number of recreation events for R PAL type support cards. So that's I know about this one. So when you look at the support cards, if you filter by specialty. So like there's Tazuna, everyone knows how she works. You can go on recreation events with her. I think there's X amount. Same thing happens with her rare version. But you would get, I think it was one less recreation. Now it's gonna increase the number of times you get to go on the little dates with her. So just to get a little bit more benefit out of it, which not a huge deal for Tazuna. She's not an amazing card for URA, but with tomorrow the Unity Cup coming out, the Rico, her last name, this card, Riko Kashimoto, she's the new Tazuna card, and she is really good. Gives a ton of stamina, as well as all of the, like, the energy up, food up, that type of stuff. And there's an R version of her. So if you can't pull for the SSR, or you can't, get a couple copies, whatever, this is gonna be right up tomorrow, starting tomorrow. And we're also getting those 10 pulls a day on this banner for about 10 days. So you'll get 100 pulls. There's a really good chance you can get maxed out the R Riko Kashimoto card. And it's going to be buffed here. That's great. Perfect. That'll really help people. Increase the rate at which PAL type support card events occur when they're in your deck. That's just good for that. Adjust the choice options for career end events when PAL type support cards are in your deck. That's cool. I don't know the specifics of those, but more options, more stuff. Like you can probably use if you want more skill points or stats at the round, the match or something. Adjusted the probability of training failure when max energy is increased. This is great, because this was actually a bug that's been in the game since launch, where a lot of different cards. I know, like one probably everyone uses is going to be Ancient Flash, SR card. It's a pretty decent speed card. No, I get good use out of this one right here. So, one of the skill events, a good manager, you get, I think, an additional 5 energy. And there's a bunch of different cards that do that type of stuff. There was actually a bug in the way it was calculated that it would then recalculate when you would start failing training based off of your max, not based off of the original max. So you would actually need higher energy. Like if you went from, let's say you have 100 energy, you go to 105. Well, now if you started failing at 60, you would start failing at like 62 energy. So it just made it was kind of like a bug, honestly, that they're fixing. So that's awesome. PAL type support card events may now occur at a low rate even when they're not in your deck. That already happens with normal support cards, so it's nice to get those because those typically are pretty beneficial. And I think probably the first of a PAL type card going to be better than the first of a random guts card just slotted into your career. This is also great. Adjusted careers to mitigate the effects of bad conditions. Increase the probability to recover more energy when resting. Well, while afflicted with Night Owl. So, Night Owl made, if you rested with Night Owl, you would get the 30 energy more often than not. They're changing the values on that, so that's good. That'll help people out. Decrease the probability of being afflicted with a bad condition from some trainee events. So just less chance of getting a bad condition in the first place. Remove mood decreases when afflicted with a bad condition from some events. That's great. Less mood down. Always good. Mood decreases when unable to train as a result of the slacker condition now occur randomly. So it's not every time. Although you have slacker, your run is pretty toast. Rest and recreation during summer now cures bad conditions. That's awesome because you can't do the infirmary then. Resting now has the chance to cure the Night Owl and skin outbreak conditions. Just another way to take care of it. Training with Etsuko Otanashi now has a chance to cure the slacker. Certain career events now cure bad conditions. That's nice. So this is what everyone's been freaking out about. New race systems. Spot struggle, dueling, added the runaway aptitude skill. So, spot struggle and dueling both tie into guts. I don't know all of the details off the top of my head, but basically you're going to, in the race, get into a duel or a spot struggle, and it will affect how you run. It will use your guts to decide who wins, and you'll get various benefits from all that. And then the runaway aptitude skill, that's like super front running, super high stamina consumption, but runs really, really fast. I know upcoming character Twin Turbo uses that. Silent Suzuka can use it. I'm very excited to play with it. It'll be a lot of fun. Increased runners' last spurt speed based on their guts parameter. So Guts already gives, I think, 80% of its value as basically stamina, which is why a lot of people ignore it, because why get a skill that gives you less stamina than stamina? Now, there are some systems to use the Guts with, and also, during your last spurt, I think that 20% that isn't turned into stamina is basically converted into last spurt speed now. It's somewhere around there. It's 20 to maybe 40%. So you will get a noticeable speed buff if you have Guts, but only during your last spurt. And I still think it's your first stat to not worry about. There's probably some decent breakpoints. I bet like probably 400 Guts every career is probably something to aim for, just to get a little bit extra speed and stamina at the end of the race. But I don't know, I wouldn't kill yourself going all Guts. I think you can probably do all Guts fun stuff and maybe get away with it, but I still think at the end of the day you want to make sure you have the stamina to finish the race. You want to make sure you have the power to pass people if you are going to do that. If you're going to run like pace or later, and you want to have as much speed as possible, because speed is speed. Like, it's, yeah. So, adjusted systems involving hills on courses. I know one of the things that is the Hanshin race course, which we're running on tonight for the champions meeting, has no downhill at the moment. It has 2 uphills. I know they did make it so that there is a downhill on the course now. So that'll be interesting for the next champions meeting. It'll help pace chasers out a lot. Adjusted racer positioning on the final corner, allowing them to line up more easily. This is really cool. I watched some videos that showed JP races doing this. At the end, they will like shift into lanes so that they have an open shot for their spurt. So it's a lot less getting blocked. and it means your movement skills are going to be more important, especially because now skills that improve navigation also improve passing ability during their duration. Recovering endurance late race now enables runners to exert full strength based on the endurance recovered. So that's cool. I think before, your spurt was calculated based on your stamina when the spurt started. So if you had a recovery after your spurt began, you wouldn't gain more max speed. You would just keep the same burn rate to try to hit 0 at the end. So that's good. Trainee events. A bunch of people, like you can see, this is a ton. All got increased parameters, so you get some more stats from your trainee events. New choices for trainee events for a handful: Aguri Cap, Grass Wonder, Majora McQueen, Majora Ryan, Agnes Tachyon. These are, I don't have a spreadsheet with everything that it changes. We'll just have to see. If you like running any of these Umas, you'll see it right away, because you'll get some choice you've not seen in the last 4 months, and you'll be like, whoa. Added new trainee events for the following trainee Uma Musume. So that's same thing. There's just some new events. I know Silent Suzuka here, I think it'll be the trainee event that gives you the runaway style. Yeah, and then adjusted parameters from support card events. So just balance changes to the stats for a bunch of different cards. These are all R cards. And then these are all SR, SRR. Adjusted the activation conditions for the following skills. So some of these are cool. For the most part, a lot of skills are getting buffed. Competitive Spirit, I know that one because I use it. Currently requires 5 people in a race to be using the same running style. I think it's going down to 4. So for like me in the last CM, I ran 3 front runners all with that as a groundwork trigger. I just relied on someone else running a front runner, or 2 other people. Now I would only need 1 other person to run a front runner. Still not the best ability, but it's decent. I don't know a lot of these. Nimble Navigator, I mean, we have the movement abilities give you speed, so that's probably part in there. I know some of them, like, Track Blazer being augmented, that's cool. That's probably a lot. I know a lot of stamina skills got adjusted so they'll only happen mid-race or later, so you don't waste your recoveries early race. And you can probably assume extra tank, stuff like that will all do that. One I do know, a lot of uniques got adjusted just to be slightly easier to trigger. Yeah, these overall, like, everything I've heard, the specifics, it's been decent. It just opens up more playstyles, makes some of these skills easier to trigger, so it makes more sense to use. And same thing, adjusted the positioning required to activate the following skills. So just almost every skill is getting slightly changed, which is great. Got a ton of skills here. Added new effects to the following skills. So these all have new stuff going on. I don't know the details of what are in them, but these are all huge. Like, I'm pretty sure at least a couple of them. I think like a lot of the recovery moves are getting debuffs or just higher recovery built into them. So just look forward to this coming on the 11th at 8 a.m. UTC. Do your own time calculation. We are getting a huge change to how this game works, and it's going to open up a lot of new possibilities and really upend a lot of the conventional knowledge and like picks people were giving from launch till now, because we were following the same trend as every other server. And now, for the first time ever, we're getting these changes now. We've never had the next CM with a downhill until like another year launch. But there's different cards available. There's different horses available by then. So this is going to be a new meta, and it's super exciting. So everyone be ready. Mark your calendars. November 11th. Get in there. Research. Figure out the meta, because whoever can figure it out first is going to have a huge advantage.